Helen,
And I'm Liz,
and we're sisters
scientists,
and lifelong X-Files fans.
and this is We Want to Believe.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome, colleagues.
Welcome, colleagues. I had something I was going to talk about, but I don't remember what now. Damn it.
That's fine. My brain is mush. I am on spring break, and I was talking to some colleagues yesterday who were saying like they like are still in, semester mode and having trouble like slowing down. And I am the exact opposite, where it's like I hit spring break and it's like someone takes my batteries out, and for a few days I'm just useless.
That's good, I think.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly I think I need a break. I don't know. It always takes up a decent amount. Like this is when I think about all the flexibility academics have and think about, well, what if I could just take a day off when I wanted to, though? Maybe I wouldn't like
Yeah, that's the
spend all
thing
this
where
time
people are like, oh,
exhausted.
you get this full month off at Christmas. And I'm like, yes, we can go catatonic because of how hard we worked during the semester.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And then do a bunch of course prep and a bunch of writing and a bunch of, yeah, like it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got assigned a
Um,
bunch of trainings that we have to do, legit
what?
trainings about like FERPA and sexual harassment and all these,
Oh,
trainings to do, but they're long and we were given 30 days to do them in a month that includes our spring break. So we're just like, thanks.
oh,
It's like
come
hours
on.
long of trainings. So
Oh my gosh. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's fun.
And yeah,
Yeah.
like they've gotten a little bit better about it, but yeah, they'll also like schedule meetings during
Yeah.
winter break because we're on contract. So it's like, well, it's not
Yeah.
really a break then, is it? Like Adam pointed
Right.
out, like we're also on contract technically. It's Saturdays at 10 p.m. Should we have meetings then? Which I feel like depending, he can say that at Platteville. I don't think we could say that like at Madison, they might be like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's empty.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's the thing. So I mean, it's good that I get various breaks in which I can completely collapse, but it might be nice to not need to as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Not needing to
So,
collapse would be probably ideal. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But usually like towards the end of the break, I'm like back to functioning, but these first few days are when I'm like just can't leave my house, sleep super late,
Yeah.
no idea what day it is or time it is or when I've
Well, the
showered
time
last.
change probably didn't help with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the time change did not help with that. Yeah. Yeah. Have you been enjoying the increased sunlight? I know you feel very passionately about being
Most
anti-winter.
Mostly, yeah. It is weird, nice having lots more sunlight and good weather because then I miss Archer. So,
Oh.
because he's the one who's supposed to tell us when it's spring because he would lay on the pavement and that's how we know when he lays on our cement patio.
Oh.
That's how when so I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna know when it's spring without a dog to lay on the pavement. We're
Oh.
talking about bringing another greyhound over just as like a tester and just exposing him to the pavement and being like, what's he doing? Is it okay? No, all right, take him away. So
I mean, I've got a dog that's beige and about Archer size, and as bad as he was in his younger years, I don't know if Archer was ever as bad as Gatsby is.
no, not
I mean, he did eat
no.
walls.
He kept that up nearly his entire life. We just
Really?
outsmart him by blocking the walls near where his dog beds were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he would chew holes in our like flat walls.
Oh my
It's a
God.
hobby he engaged in his whole life.
It's the problem with being so pointy. He probably just had to like lightly graze it and
Yeah.
he'd cause dents.
No, he messed up his teeth from all this chomping.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, not so much on the walls, but because he wants when we were like, oh, he's supposed to be crated, they say like at first. And mo our
Yeah.
other dogs like liked being in a crate and it was fine. He didn't, and we were at first like trying to get him to adapt to that, and we didn't have the whole house dog proofed. And then we were like, okay, well, we'll just like shut him with a door, and he's still with the other dogs, and he's not in the crate, but he's like not in the full house.
Right.
He chewed on the doorknob handle in such a way that he locked the door, and we had to like take the doorknob off to get into the room and let him out.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, our doorknob has tooth marks on it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he's quite bad in his way. He didn't eat things the way Gatsby eats things. He was
Yeah.
pretty good about leaving our food alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want a big beige dog to test whether or not it's spring, I can accommodate.
And does he
You can
know?
keep him for like as long as you want too. I mean,
Oh,
you just want to, hang on to him for a few days. That would be great.
he's very cute. He's the cutest dog ever. So
He is, yes.
he's that
For
going
his,
on.
thank God for him,
Yeah.
that he's so cute.
Yeah.
Did you watch this week's episode?
Yes.
Oh, no,
Did
I
you?
did too.
Oh,
I
good.
did too.
Okay. All right.
But I wasn't sure because so we're talking about Jose Chung's from Outer Space, and you had said you were going to watch it too. And so I
Yeah.
wasn't sure because technically it's my week.
Mhm.
So I
I did
was
watch
just,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I watched it and didn't take a lot of notes. I did
Yeah.
take notes, but this was not oh, I don't want to take notes about this shit sort of a thing, like my last episode.
Mhm.
Um, this was I've never really liked this episode, and so I want to try to like legitimately watch it. I'm not going to take a ton of notes, sort
I
of
think that
thing.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to not be too critical and just kind of watch it as I would another episode of
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Um, and I liked it more than I remember liking it, but not, but there were a few things I think that bothered me, like the Jose Chung, the man who's from outer space or is writing the book from outer space. Um, he really annoyed me. I think that is what has stopped me from enjoying the episode in the past.
So I was reading about this episode and just very quick thing. This author, Jose Chung, who's like a bestseller, is interviewing Scully because he's writing this book from outer space about this incident that Mulder and Scully investigated. And so that's sort of the framing of the episode is their conversation. What I read was that they had him like base his characters like mannerisms and voice and stuff on Truman Capote.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Capote because I was doing a crossword puzzle and the clue was the name of the play about Capote, which I didn't realize there was a play about Capote.
It was like a movie recently, wasn't there, about like some women?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not.
Apparently it was named True,
Oh, I
Tru.
didn't. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah. I only
that
knew that because
that does not ring a bell. Okay.
I got the other clues near it. I didn't know it. Um, but weird, really?
Yeah, and that they'd wanted. So it was Charles. Oh my God, I almost said Charles Hayden Savage, which is Steve Martin's character in Only Murders in the Building.
Oh,
It's three names: Charles Nelson Riley, who was in
is
like a bunch of Broadway stuff.
the actor who plays
Mhm.
him? Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and that they had wanted Rip Taylor for it, which
Hmm.
how do you know Rip Taylor? Because I know how I know Rip Taylor.
Just from Wayne's World.
Yes, Rip Taylor. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Wayne's World 2, the second Wayne's World 2 reference, 2 weeks in a row now, because of course James Hong was in Wayne's
Oh,
World 2 as
yeah.
Cassandra's dad.
Yeah.
Um, when Rip Taylor is going to be at their music festival. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That's
going to put on a concert. Yeah.
that's the only way that I know him.
Yeah, I know. Same.
And
So
then
I
I
feel like
think he's familiar or he's watermelons are involved
no,
with
you're
Rip
thinking of
Taylor.
Gallagher.
Oh, why am I confusing them?
Okay, so in that same scene in Wayne's World 2,
Oh,
when he says Rip Taylor, this isn't watermelons, but it somehow seems the same in my head. We see Rip Taylor throwing confetti in the air, and so what's happening is Wayne is telling someone about this concert he's throwing, and he's just making it up on the spot, but he's pretending like he isn't, well, obviously. And he's like looking around and he sees somebody in an Aerosmith shirt and somebody in a Pearl Jam shirt, and he's like, oh, someone's like, who will be there? Aerosmith and Pearl Jam. So he's like looking around and then he sees Rip Taylor or somebody who looks like him throwing confetti and he's like, Rip Taylor, Rip Taylor's going to be there. And they're like, who else? And then he looks over and sees an old man fashioning a kayak out of a log, and he
Yeah.
goes, "An old man fashioning a kayak out of a log," and they're like, "What?" And he's like, "No," and then names another band. So, is it the kayak and the log that's making you think
I
of
don't
water?
know. The confetti, maybe?
Confetti? I feel like the confetti and the using an instrument to hack at a log maybe
Yeah.
combine into something similar to
Smashing.
smashing a watermelon.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I also think I don't know. So that was what I knew about Rip Taylor. So what he's known for, I don't know because all I thought was smashing watermelons. So
Oh,
I think him and Gallagher are both comedians,
yeah, they're
maybe?
both yeah, he's a comedian. Yeah. So
Okay.
is
Okay.
Gallagher, I guess. Although I feel like people I trust don't find Gallagher funny, but I also kind of feel like smashing watermelons is funny. So,
Huh. I my only and maybe I'm getting confused because the episode of The Office where they ha have watermelons that end up smashing. I don't know. That's my
oh
only
God, when Dwight is pretending it's a baby for training.
Oh no, actually. I was although I show that clip to my physiology class. Oh, it's almost time. And not the one earlier in the episode, so where Dwight is helping Michael prepare for the birth of Jan's baby by pretending that he's pregnant and has like a
Yes.
watermelon.
Yes.
That's what I show them because in physiology, I have everyone watch like an actual childbirth video, and then
Okay.
that's like the palate cleanser is then watching. I say, we're gonna watch another one now, and it's Dwight giving
Yeah.
birth to the watermelon.
That's
So,
awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
You don't tell them you're just like, we're gonna watch a second one and then you play
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's great.
Thank you. Um, so yeah, so
Gallagher's
Jose.
Gallagher's a
Oh,
comedian, and so is Rip Taylor.
okay.
And I feel like what I know of Rip Taylor, I could kind of see him in that role, but I really don't know much about him. Confetti,
Yeah,
I guess, I
I
think.
guess.
Or that
Yeah,
was just in Wayne's World 2 and it's tricked us both.
yeah, yeah.
And the thing is
Um,
with the podcast is you don't want to over research, you know?
yeah. You know how everyone loves those non-researched ones like cereal and
Yeah. Yeah. You know, they're always like, what's with all of these facts that you dug
yeah.
up? You know? Why don't you just make some guesses?
I have been listening to Chameleon
Oh my
on your
God, yeah.
recommendation.
Which we talked about, yeah.
Yes. I don't know if we talked about it independently or if we talked about it on here. But I don't know. But I've been listening to the podcast Chameleon and recommended. I've been listening to the Dr. Miracle season, which is
Oh, that's the newest one, which I haven't listened to.
very upsetting.
Mm.
I mean, in a way you know is coming. Like any of the ones where people are pretending to be medical professionals but aren't and suggesting all sorts of,
Oh my God.
wackadoo sorts of treatments. And I actually, speaking of physiology, I think I'm gonna find another podcast related to science that is not as upsetting to
I thought
give
you were
people
going
a
to say
choice.
besides ours.
Oh, um, that this would be upsetting for a whole different reason if you were one of my students. I feel like
They could be listening. We don't know.
I
Mine,
don't know.
yours. We don't know.
We don't know. No, it's public. That's the thing.
Our names on it and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, no, but I think because I might assign it as extra credit and then like a reflection telling me about the physiology of it because there's some interesting stuff related to physiology in the Dr. Miracle season, like mostly related to like, well, this guy's insane because that's not how human physiology works.
Oh,
And so I think it would be interesting to discuss because that guy's insane. That's not how human physiology works.
wow.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no. You can't alter the pH of your blood by eating a bunch of avocados. And that's a really good thing because that would be really bad.
Oh, I
Yeah.
really have some questions about that. Okay. Yeah.
And he
Huh.
has no answers because it's all made up.
Look,
So,
I'm pro avocado, but
mm, I mean, absolutely. But you're
just
not pro.
recreationally. So.
Yeah. So it starts out the episode in Washington, and a teenage couple are coming home from a date. And they're suddenly stopped by a UFO and captured by a pair of gray aliens, like the very typical looking, you know,
Phrase. Yeah.
yeah. But then another sort of alien thing comes
Hmm.
out,
Like
which,
claymation, sort of, or like guy in a
yeah.
suit. Oh yeah, because I think it is a guy in a suit. I think they said it's played by a guy who's a stuntman for
Oh,
the
really?
show. Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah,
Um, and the gray aliens then start panicking themselves, and I missed writing down what it is they say to each other, but they start then like talking in English.
yeah. They're speaking English. They call each other by like normal names, and they're
Yeah,
like, what the hell? They go, "Who the hell is that guy?" And the other
yeah,
one's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, yeah." And they kind of all get abducted.
yeah.
And so this is from the framework of Scully telling Jose Chung about this case.
Well, that's how it opens.
Oh, you're right. That is the
Yeah,
opening. Sorry.
yeah. But then yeah, then after the intro, Jose Chung, the author, who apparently Scully really likes his books, they're
Allegarian
talking.
candidate, which is like a
Yeah,
Manchurian candidate and the cabinet of Dr. Caligari combined. And so, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, and so he's writing this book and wants her notes on that. Um, and so she starts telling him about the case, and then he fills in um like information for her based on some of the other interviews he's given, essentially.
And there's like a lot of layers to it where Scully will be telling it. And for example, the girl is found and they get her under hypnosis. And so then we are now seeing what Scully is telling him, but then we're seeing what the girl is saying is happening during her hypnosis. We're seeing that from her perspective. And because at first they think that she was raped by this guy, and they later, I guess, they do determine that is not the case.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Um, and yeah, so she in her hypnosis describes like classic alien abduction. And it's worth noting that the lead alien is like speaking directly into her brain and says, like, this is for the good of your country. And she says, I don't like what he's doing. He's erasing my memories.
right. Um, and and I think honestly, this might be getting at another reason why I've never been crazy about this episode is because I find the narrative arc of things kind of confusing because of that.
Oh, it's so confusing.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh, okay. Oh, good. Good. It's not just me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's kind of deliberate. Like they say at the end, Scully's like, I know that's not much resolution, but it's more than some of our cases, which
Yeah.
is, I was thinking, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because there's a scene towards the end where Jesse Ventura is talking to Mulder, and he's a man in black, and he says what I think is sort of the central idea of the episode, which is that if the government is faking alien abductions, then sometimes they will reveal strategically that these alien abductions, certain ones are fake, and they reveal it in such a way that it seems so absurd as to discredit that person. And because all of the details of this episode are increasingly insane.
Yes. Yeah. Which was amusing watching it this time around, but I also like felt without taking super detailed notes, it made it very hard for me to now be able to relay what happened, even though I
Gotcha.
watched it earlier today. Like I
Gotcha.
could
Yeah.
not entirely follow what was happening.
So I watched it just like an hour ago, and I'll say 1.1 speed, highly recommend for a good
Oh,
episode. 1.2 speed for an episode you're just trying to get through. Anything
okay.
beyond that, we start getting into crazy territory. But 1.1 speed is just like, I get impatient. That's just
Yeah.
like, I think that's my natural speed, 1.1. So yeah, that's how fast I talk or something. Um, So would that mean if someone slowed me down to point 0.9, I'd be normal? Anyway, I think the
Well,
math,
yeah,
the math
maybe.
is wrong.
Well, wouldn't it just be one? Why would it be point 0.9?
Oh, no, because I'm on one. So you watch me in reality on
Right.
one. You videotape me.
Oh,
And
sure.
then yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah, it'd
makes
be like
sense.
point 911 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that adds up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically she sees this one alien abduction scene, and then so Scully's kind of like, well, both the kids say they were abducted by aliens. Um, or one of them says that, and the other counters it with, no, the boy's story about being abducted by aliens is completely different. And then they show the two human children, the teenagers, the boy and
Yeah.
girl, um, in a cage, kind
Right.
of. And then next to them in the cage is one of the gray aliens.
Right.
And they're
And
like,
he's like rocking kind of back and forth
this isn't
and saying,
happening. This is not
yeah.
happening.
And
And
then starts smoking.
he's smoking a cigarette. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to see. And then, um, yeah, they see that like that red light that the guy in a suit, the second alien that showed up, like kind
Right.
of them out of the top of their cages. Um, and so ultimately it's kind of like, well, this is just these two kids. And then they find out there was a third witness, Rocky. And I think once Rocky starts telling his version is when I'm really into it because it's
Yeah.
just so insane. Like everything from there just starts layering on with like, you can't, like you said, you can't even explain it narratively, sort of.
Yes. Yeah. Which is why I think actually this was a good one for us both to watch to more discuss because I can't explain it narratively, really,
Yeah.
without being like, and then, but this was inside it, like, but
Yeah.
also I want to interrupt because so I was watching this during lunch today and Zach came home for lunch and he was like, is that Jesse Ventura?
Yeah.
Why do people know who that is?
Because people watch wrestling, not us, but other people.
But you knew who that is.
I watch X-Files, and I know, and because I was more aware of politics younger, because I'm older than you, I think.
Oh, right. He was,
He was
that's
he
right.
became governor of Minnesota like while I was in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh,
Or maybe
weird.
not became, but was. Yeah, I think it was while I was in college. So
Oh, weird.
like I could
Yeah,
vote
okay.
and stuff. Not in Minnesota, but I was more aware of it. Um,
That's true. Yeah. Zach could also vote, also not in Minnesota, but Wisconsin. So we're getting closer.
closer. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura. How do I know that he's the
Huh.
body? I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Huh.
I
I
also
mean,
once watched like a long documentary on Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
I don't know who that is either. Is that a wrestler?
Yes, good context clues.
Okay.
No, it'd be funny if he was like a naturalist. No, you'd recognize him. He has like bleached hair and it's long and he's 80s. Look him up. He
What's his
doesn't
name?
look like Nature Boy Ric Flair, RIC. He doesn't look like someone who'd be called Nature Boy.
Huh.
Um, yeah, if you look at like the older pictures of him,
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, interesting. What did you learn
I don't
about
remember a
him?
single thing because it was like
Okay.
15 years ago that I watched it, maybe. Maybe not
Do you
quite that.
remember being left with like oh, he seems like an okay guy, or like
No,
ooh,
no, that
no,
wasn't my
no.
impression. I
Okay.
don't think it was like he's horrible. Um,
Okay.
I watched a really good documentary series on where those people that fight with the sticks. We did that once. We fought with the sticks.
You don't mean swords, do you?
No.
Okay.
The metal sticks that are pointy on the end, the
Do you
handles.
mean
No,
like eskrima?
no, I don't know what word you just said actually.
Oh, it's a Filipino martial art that
No,
I did
no,
for a while. No.
no, no.
Okay.
Me and you, we went to a place.
Like yes.
American Gladiators. American Gladiators.
Oh, did they do that in American Gladiators?
Yes. You have
Oh,
to fight a gladiator.
oh, you're referring to like at Urban Air or one of those trampoline park places where there's like
Yeah.
a foam pit and you've got like a long padded stick.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That you
Um
smack each other with.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I did
I
very
watched
poorly.
I watched a really good short series of documentary about American gladiators. So,
Really?
yeah.
Huh. Oh, well, that's good to know. Um, right. So they're
So,
talking to, oh, what was that?
yeah, I'm like, so where were we?
They were
Oh,
Rocky just got
Rocky.
involved. Yes. So he's a lineman who witnessed or claims to have witnessed the abduction. And he turned his account into a screenplay and is saying that, like, he is taking it very seriously, what he saw. And he tells Mulder and Scully about men in black essentially coming to visit his house.
Mhm.
When was, again, maybe I could have researched this.
I can tell you, this I
Oh,
did. I know what you're going to ask.
about Men in Black?
This episode came out in spring of 96. Men in Black came out summer 97.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
I feel like I never would have been familiar with the term Men in Black had it not been for the movie.
Same.
Hmm.
Same.
Okay.
Because, yeah, although this came out beforehand, I wasn't watching it beforehand because I kind of caught up to X-Files a little bit later. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so by the time I saw it, I was well aware of the Will Smith movie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I never would have but I mean it is a phrase. I do know that.
So, yeah, these two guys pull into the garage in like an old car. The garage door shuts behind them. They threaten him. This is the part that, I mean, I always think of this scene. I
Yeah.
assure you, it was only the planet Venus, like convincing him if you saw a light in the sky, it was the planet Venus, and how humans don't even understand how the eye turns two-dimensional images into the 3D world we call perception. And you are arrogant enough to think you know what you saw in the sky, and how they claim that Jimmy Carter saw a UFO and it's been proven it was the planet Venus. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Jesse Ventura's whole thing about the planet Venus. I love it.
I, as I have said, have barely watched this episode very often. But yet anytime someone mentions the planet Venus, that is what I think of.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I feel like whenever I see planets in the sky, I want to tell someone that, like, I see
Yeah.
Venus, even if it is the planet Venus or some other planet. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and I don't know, we also don't get a whole lot of, well, we do get a lot of Mulder and Scully, but I feel like there aren't a lot of actions but or scenes, whatever, of like between them.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, some of the Mulder and Scully we get is from Jose Chung telling Scully about other interviews he did in which people told him about encountering Mulder and Scully. So it is
right.
really fun seeing them acting as someone else has described them. Um,
Right.
because
Like
there's,
at one point they do find an alien body, or
yeah,
so it appears. And they talk about like how the agent's hair was like unnaturally red
red,
and
but a little too red, if you know what I mean. And
yeah.
the other one had such a like dead expression and like, yeah, because that is being told by this kind of nerdy kid who I can't remember his name, or like young man, and he is the one who found the alien body, I
Yeah.
think.
Hmm.
And so he's talking about how two men in black, one of them masquerading as a woman, which was Scully.
Right.
And so he thinks Mulder and Scully are men in black, and they show Scully threatening him, like, don't you tell anyone about this. And then Scully is telling Jose Chung, we invited him to the autopsy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Blaine, I think his name
Lane,
is.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And yes, he was the one who had found the body. And he like breaks into the autopsy, with a video camera in an attempt to like, he's shouting no more Roswell
Posing.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
Like, oh, you have a video camera. Great, let's use this.
yeah, yeah. And then it eventually, we see Jose Chung showing Scully the tape, and it's been like altered in such a way that it makes it, they cut out important information. And it's
Stupendous Yappy.
yes, the stupendous Yappy is like the host of the tape that he ends up with.
And he was from Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, where he was the one brought in to help research it and thought Mulder was a skeptic.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another episode I've that people love that I've never been that crazy about.
I mean, I like most of that episode, but the ending is so depressing that it sort of
Yeah.
colors it for me, that it's like I can't get
Yeah.
into it when it's going to end with that guy killing himself. Like I
Yeah.
just real and sad and pointless kind of. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, a lot of it is funny. This one,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, although there are some serious moments in this one, I think overall it is a lot more light
Oh
than
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
Darwin's Final Pose. It's written by Darren Morgan, which is the same writer. And this is the last thing he wrote for the X-Files, but then he
Oh,
also wrote, because there was a show, do you remember the show Millennium? I never watched it, but it's also
no.
Christopher. And it
Oh.
was started in that fall, I guess, fall of 96, and then ended in 99. And he did an episode of Millennium called Jose Chung's Doomsday Device that
Oh.
that same actor was in playing Jose Chung. So like there was like a shared universe.
Huh. Oh no, I had no idea that existed.
I knew Millennium existed and I knew there was some crossover, but I didn't know that detail. I looked
Huh.
it up.
Weird.
Yeah. So another guy we mentioned who like, yeah, it's one joke, but I was amused by it. There's also the detective in the town in Washington who Mulder and Scully are working with, who Scully is conveying everything he said and bleeping out the words he said. So it
Yeah.
shows the actor saying, bleep and blank and all this stuff. And it's pretty funny.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. No, like I said, the character of Jose Chung really annoyed me.
Hmm.
And I found it a difficult timeline to follow. But if I hadn't been, I think not taking super detailed notes did, not that I would have been taking super detailed notes when I had watched this previously, um, um, did help me appreciate it a little more. Like I did enjoy watching it this time.
So back at the autopsy, they find two layers of epidermis, and one has a metal strip, and they realize, oh, it's a zipper. There's a
Yeah.
human inside, dead. And I got a little bit confused with this part, but it was somebody, a naval officer, I think, who had gone AWOL.
Yes, I believe so. Air Force, I
Air
think.
Force, Air Force, that
Yeah.
makes chips,
Yeah.
air
And
chips.
his superiors arrive to claim his body, but then it's missing.
And
Um
there's another guy.
yes. And this confused me briefly because at first I thought this was the same person, like he had like maybe just walked away and was actually fine and not dead, but no, there was a different missing Air Force pilot,
Yes,
Jack Schaefer or something
yes,
like that.
yes,
And so Mulder recalls driving and seeing Schaefer walking naked down the road.
yes,
And he gets him some clothes and takes him to a diner, where the pilot is kind of explaining, that him and his partner had been dressed as aliens, flying secret military planes or whatever. Um, and so he and his partner and the two teenagers they think were abducted by real aliens in a real UFO, but they had been dressed as fake aliens.
I should also mention Rocky, the witness who had the men in black come to him, also told us the name of the like monstery second
Oh
alien
yeah.
is Lord Kinboat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And oh God, we also skipped my favorite scene, which was it's being told from the perspective of was his name Blaine, the kind of nerdy teenager who
Uh-huh.
thinks and Scully are men in black. He's the one who found the alien body, and he talks about how Mulder was like quiet and didn't speak at
Oh,
all until he saw the alien. And then they show Mulder when he finds the alien, just this scream, this ah! And I don't know.
yeah,
I
it's
laughed out
great.
loud. It was so
Yeah.
good and unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was while the same part when Scully had been, supposedly threatening him.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so And then again, I'm not sure how we get here, but so Mulder had taken Schaefer to the diner, but then the diner had been telling a different story to Chung
Because he was in
that,
town later.
right, that Mulder had visited the diner alone that night, that he remembers that night, and Mulder was there by himself, and he kept asking the cook questions and eating pieces of sweet potato pie, and that he would ask one question for each slice of pie, and he says
Yes.
he ate a whole pie that way.
Yeah, asking questions like, have you ever been abducted? Have you experienced this? All this stuff. And in the scene with, is it Jack Schaefer? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Where
the
Mulder and
pilot.
him are, yeah, where the pilot, where Mulder and him are talking in the diner. First, they briefly show him playing with his mashed potatoes, which is a reference to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where there's,
Oh.
I know it enough that I know it's a reference, but I've not actually seen that movie. Um, so it's a reference to like shaping some important place geographically with your mashed potatoes. And so they briefly show him doing that. But then
Huh.
he's taken out of the diner by the officers who come and find him.
Right, that's right.
And
That's right.
so then, yeah, so then Jose Chung tells Scully, I heard it differently from the cook that Mulder was there by himself. And they show that scene with the sweet potato pie. Um, and then somewhere in there, S- Scully is telling the story of them being in the hotel that night.
Right. Well, so Mulder finishes up from his perspective at the diner and then goes back to their hotel and finds Men in Black there. One of whom is still Jesse Ventura. Ventura. I feel like I'm saying that weird. Anyway, and Scully is acting all like robotic or
Kind of
spacey or
blasé about the whole thing, like
yeah,
matter of fact. Yeah.
yeah.
And we should mention earlier when we saw Rocky have the Men in Black visit him, we see Jesse Ventura, we see the other guy with him put a hand on his shoulder, but they don't show his face. And so Jesse Ventura is talking to Mulder and gives this whole talk, like I said earlier, about how, like, yes, the US government is doing this. And then by making things so absurd, that's how they discredit people. And then we see the other guy put his hand on Mulder's shoulder and we see who he is.
And it's Alex Trebek.
It's Alex Trebek.
Which I did not remember. Like after it happened, I recalled that happening, but I would not have been able to have recalled that. But I do also remember last week you saying that yes, I will know the
Yes.
who the other
Yes.
person is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I
Which is
think
great. I
the
loved
idea
him.
is maybe to like, oh, further discredit him because it sounds so insane. And yeah, indeed, Jose Chung is talking to Scully and going, it was Alex Trebek. And she's
Yeah.
like, well, technically, he said it looked like Alex Trebek. Like, I'm not saying it was.
Yeah.
It was just great to see him there. It's just like so random and hilarious.
Yeah. And Mulder, I don't think we ever really get answers as to, like, I think we're supposed to think that Scully was hypnotized. And in fact, I think we also um maybe skipped, they did a second
Did skip it.
hypnotizing,
They did a second hypnosis on the teenage girl.
hypnosis. Thank you. Um,
It's a tough
and
word to change parts of speech, as I discovered a
yeah.
few weeks ago.
Yeah. And then her story was more similar to the boys after they did it. And they also, Scully talked for a bit about, which we've talked about, how, actually dangerous to the memory hypnosis can be and can implant false memories. And we kind of see the girl as she's being hypnotized, like seeing outlines of the like doctors and Air Force people that were had like been involved in her abduction, had taken her after she was abducted, being overlaid with like the same positions that Mulder and Scully and the hypnotist are in. Like it's clear
Uh,
that like her memories are being informed by her current situation. And so I think we're supposed to think Scully is hypnotized or something.
right, because she doesn't remember seeing the Men in Black. She just knows what
Right,
Mulder told her about them.
right, right. And so the next morning, Mulder and Scully and the detective or cop or whoever he is that swears a lot, visit the site of a crashed plane, where dead bodies of two pilots, including Schaefer, are recovered.
Right.
And Mulder then visits with Chung, and is like asking him to please not publish the book, worried that it's going
And,
to
and
discredit
this is
things.
after Scully's interview with him ends. So it's like Jose Chung
Yes,
wrapped up with
right,
Scully, and we think, okay, he's wrapped up with Scully, and then we see Mulder visit him in his hotel.
right. And asking, he's worried that it's going to discredit, legitimate UFO researchers, etc., by publishing this. And he publishes it anyway because we see Scully reading it in her office during like the kind of closing wrap up.
And I've read, and it also makes sense to me, that the cover of it is meant to very deliberately echo the cover of the book Communion.
Yes, which we've talked about probably over a year ago.
Yeah.
Um, how the cover of the book Communion freaked us out. You
Oh,
too,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That our mom had it for a while, right? I re-
It
She
was in
must
our
have.
house. I don't know which one
Yeah,
of our parents or both of them were reading it or none. I don't know. It was in our house.
yeah. None of them. That would be
Okay.
alarming.
Yeah.
It just showed
Somebody
up.
put it in our house. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I recall it well enough to recall it as I saw that as well.
I'll make a pitch for the recent, since we last talked about communion here. How did this get made? Did a podcast episode talking about the movie version of Communion, which
Oh,
stars Christopher Walken and
what?
sounds absolutely batshit insane. It is an episode really worth listening to. Like it sounds like, I mean, it's like Christopher Walken at his most Christopher Walken. So
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's like a really, really weird book to begin with, and then it's Christopher Walken as the main character, and like,
Huh.
oh God, so weird sounding. So I don't ever really want to see it, but I really enjoyed listening to that episode.
Have you read the book?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's-
I don't know anything. Is it supposed to be scary? Is it supposed to be good?
It was very popular
Okay.
and like very, very popular. And Whitley Schreiber, the author, maintains that it's nonfiction, sort of.
What?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Oh yeah, it's about him.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
I think that's
no.
why it was so scary, is it might
Yeah.
have even said on the cover or somewhere that it was nonfiction, but
Uh,
then it later he was forced to have it reclassified as fiction, but it sounds like it still sold really well. So it didn't go down like a million little pieces where with the James Frey book that had to get
right.
reclassified as fiction. Um,
Did I ever tell you about how I accidentally confused James Frey or James Fry?
I don't look, don't
Okay.
trust pronouncing words.
With Richard Feynman?
Oh my God, that is so much more extreme than mixing up Gallagher and I almost said Ric Flair. God, names are hard. Rip Taylor.
Um, Rip Taylor, yeah.
Uh,
Um, yeah, because I think I I don't know. I don't know how it happened. Richard Feynman is a physicist,
yes,
correct? And
yes.
I think we were living together and you were reading a book about him. And
Mm.
I think maybe you also had A Million Little Pieces.
I
Like, I
did own
think
it
this
around
was,
then. Yeah, yeah. Because I'd
yeah,
read it before we found out that he lied a bunch.
right. But then I remember working in a lab, and my boss and like one of his colleagues talking about the fact that he had lied.
Oh
And I can't
no.
remember what happened exactly, but I said something and like no one questioned it. But I realized after I said it that I think I was thinking of Richard Feynman for some reason. And yeah, so I did it like two people, not just in my
Oh
head.
my God, that's amazing. I mean, okay, if you haven't read books by either and you see it's a man's name that's common and then a last name with F, E, and Y in it,
That's what happened, I think.
I don't think that's the most insane thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said anything, would have been the best course of action,
I
especially considering I had not read either of them. Um, but
get it though. Yeah,
yeah,
you're like,
I
oh
think
yes, I know
you know
about
what
this.
happened? I think I also saw it because of A Million Little Pieces. I think I assumed it was about physics in some manner.
Oh, well, especially Feynman did particle physics.
Right. See? Yeah. Anyway.
There's a line between Feynman
Yeah.
and Frey. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Um, so Scully is reading the book, and we get some voiceover by Chung describing kind of the fates of the people in the episode. Like Rocky has moved to California and started a cult. And specifically regarding or,
Oh,
based on,
Lord Kimbo.
yes, Lord Kimbo.
I forgot to mention also that Lord Kimbo in his spaceship took them to inner space in the center of the Earth
Oh,
was Rocky.
that's right.
And so we see Rocky talking to his like devotees and his cult about like he has like a diagram of the Earth and showing what happens when you get to the center and like achieve all this knowledge and says, but you have to watch out for the lava men and the lava men.
Um, And Blaine has replaced Rocky, and is now working as a lineman. And I forget the rest, but I know, well, the teenage girl, I think, is like he says is gonna take her concerns and like channel them into trying to make our world better. And so we see she's
Yeah,
got some like, aspirational posters and,
like Amnesty
um,
International and Greenpeace and stuff like that,
right.
like making our world better.
But he also describes Mulder as a ticking time bomb of insanity, which I
Right, because
appreciated.
he gives fake names because it's in his book. So he gives fake
Right.
Mulder and Scully. And Scully's fake name was Diana Lesky and Reynard Muldrake. And does Diana Lesky ring a bell to you? Did we use that in something?
Oh, maybe.
Do you remember when we made that movie when I was in college and I was in grad school because I had keys to buildings and kind of gloss over it a little, but we decided to make like a monster movie.
Yes. Yes.
Was
Was
your
that my
character?
name?
I think that was your character's name.
Yeah, because yes. Yeah. This is, I kind of totally forgot about this.
Yeah, it
I
involved like
think the one thing that has stuck in my mind about us making this movie, you know what I'm gonna say? Yeah.
meter.
The meter? Oh no, no, that's right. That our friend Connie had a something she was holding. What?
She was holding something that was supposed to be some sort of meter that would detect ghostly activity, and then whatever it was we had as a fake one, we didn't even remember to bring with us to where we were filming. And we had so she I think was using either her phone or a calculator, and she just says real seriously with we had no other mentions of this meter anywhere in it, we just thought
Yeah.
we should have a ghost meter, and she just goes seriously, my meter just jumped 2 points, and so I still think about that all the time.
Yes.
My meter just jumped 2 points. Yeah.
Um, I was thinking of our friend Andy was supposed to be like the person that was like attacked or something. And we were filming a hallway and he was like in a classroom and then like threw his body like across the hallway. He was supposed to have been like pushed back by something, but he did it like
It was
amazingly.
hilarious. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
I honestly remembered also that the monster, we like we weren't able to do what we'd hoped. And so the monster was like my Pikachu pillow on top of someone's head with a blanket,
With what? You cut
like
out.
kind of a blanket or like poncho over it.
Oh yeah.
And so like the ears of the Pikachu, like in shadow, did make it a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
I am looking at that Pikachu right now.
Oh, wow. Man, how old is that guy?
Been through the a lot.
Ringer. Yeah.
I think I got that pillow probably somewhere around the year 2000, 2001, something like that.
Wow.
It's like a 23-ish, conservatively 23-year-old pillow.
Wow.
He's looking great,
Is
honestly.
he
Yeah, take a look at him.
good? Let me see.
I mean, like, look, does he look brand new? No, but he's doing well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids have Pikachu pillows. I will have to track, maybe they have a longer time span than most pillows.
Yeah, he's gone through a lot, including like, a laundromat washer. So,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's Jose Chun's from Outer Space.
Yeah, and now I really want to go find our movie. I
Yes.
suspect I must
Yeah.
have like a DVD copy of it that we burned off of our camcorder somewhere.
Yeah. 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 Let me know if you find it. I was gonna say let us all know if you find it.
And then
But
we'll just like see if we can trick people into just describing that as like a fake X-Files episode one day if we don't want to watch the actual episode.
yeah. All right. Well, send us your stories, and follow us on Instagram. We want to believe pod. Email us
Oh,
at
and up
Gmail.
next, did you see what episode is up next?
No.
Avatar.
Oh, is that the one with Skinner with the
The lady that,
Oh.
yeah.
Is that gonna be yours then? Since we both what's the
Whatever you want. If you want
Okay.
it, yeah,
We'll
that's
decide.
fine. Okay, we'll figure it
Okay.
out. Yeah, it's
All
a good
right.
one then.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com.